Came on up from way across the air, from a whiskey swamp and a vagabond clan, with a tune in her bucket and her head held high, and a book about her grandpa flying the sky. They said, man, it ain't never gonna be the same, and no, I'll give him a chance. No one can play like Duane. It was back in the fall of '71. Duane met a flatbed coming home, with a song in the charts and his heart had flying through the air. He was just hitting the stride when the angels wept. They said, man, it ain't never gonna be the same, and no, I'll give him a chance. No one can play like Duane. We lose the best, we lose the rest, we lose them all along the way. Hey, never learn to dig down deep, or wrap our hands and walk away from the grave. She said, I got a hole that just won't fit, deep as the sky that won't be lit, span of a wing that just won't fly. And I became this tune that the angels cried. She said, man, it ain't never gonna be the same. You know, give him a chance. No one can play like Duane. Yeah. She said, man, it ain't never gonna be the same. You know, give him a chance. No one can play like Duane. Woo! Hey y'all. I am live at my house, and it's awesome to be at my house. But thanks for tuning in, and I'm just gonna play some songs, kind of celebrating the release of a new song that my band and I did from our homes, and we all recorded our own thing, and then put it all together. And our producer Brian Spicer worked with us, and Julie Wolf was a special guest on the song, playing piano, and Eric Eagle played drums, because Jim Brock was out of commission for a little bit, but he's getting back in the saddle, so that's good. And the rest of my band played on it. But anyway, we're going to get to that. I'm going to do some other tunes just to warm up. And I thought I'd do this one. I'm going to send this out to my friend Troy Williams in Salt Lake City. He's a great activist, and I'm so inspired by his work for so long, and he's done a lot of great things. And and I wrote this when I was on tour with God, I feel like I was with my punk band, and we were doing a radio interview at KRCL, which is an incredible radio station in Salt Lake City, and we met Troy. And I wrote it like as a letter to that community, but I sort of think about a lot of communities when I sing it now. So it's not just like, so you'll hear it like I address the Mormons, but I'm addressing, that's like a placeholder for anything you're thinking about as far as trying to talk to people coming from other places and that kind of stuff. But it's really different on the acoustic, because I recorded it with this band called Arizona a long time ago, and it was like a full-on thing, but I just thought I'd work it out for and sing it for Troy and all you activists out there. Salt Lake City radio, fighting a good fight for me. Salt Lake City radio, fighting a good fight for me. All the songs and all the words that don't get played, that don't get heard, I'm pulling in LDS nation and looking for the community station. We heard about the kids in Salt Lake City, how they fight to be set free, how they fight for you and me. And radio, radio, unity. I'm sending love to all the Mormons. Ain't nothing wrong with changing their plans. I said keep the good things and stir out the bad things. We gotta pull the reins on a whole lot of suffering. And it's radio, radio, Salt Lake City, fighting a good fight for me. Boys and girls, lend a hand, bend an ear in God's land. Oh, take your city on a holiday from pain. All you missionaries, can't you hear what I say? I know the Bible bells, I know the sobering news, and everybody's got their own set of rules. But we heard about the kids in Salt Lake City, how they fight to be set free, how they fight for you and me. Radio, radio, unity. I've seen a lot of roads and pastures and mountains. I met a lot of folks in a whole lot of towns. I feel the crack in the skin of the majority. They're gonna figure it out. I ain't here to fuck the family. Oh, take your city on a holiday from pain. All you missionaries, can't you hear what I say? Way down in the deep south, I got the Bible Belt blues. I wanna shake these chains off, and what have I got to lose? I said everybody across this nation, won't you stand with me in your community station? And what have I got to lose? What have you got to lose? Punk rock. Punk rock. I forgot a couple of the chords, sorry y'all. Anyway, Salt Lake City Radio. All right, I'm gonna do a song totally different. Well, maybe I should answer some questions or say, hey, there's so many nice things that everyone's saying. Anyway, I'm just reading all the comments. It's hard to read and single anything out because it's all so good. Charleston, South Carolina, representing. Greetings from Vermont. There you go. Funny to hear that song without a band. I agree. Funny to play it without a band. Yeah. Some things work better than others, but it's okay. That's what this is for. It's to learn. Heidi from Germantown, New York. That's cool. What book am I reading now? I'm reading oh my God, I'm reading this incredible book called Living Atlanta. It's an oral history book that covers 1917 to 1938 that a really cool community radio station in Atlanta called WREK did back in the 70s, and it's an amazing book. I'm reading that, and I'm reading uh, that book, Say Nothing, about the IRA, Ireland, and during the Troubles. It's an incredible book as well. And I'm reading Supergirl, Superhero High, for my child. Okay, I'm gonna do a song for a friend of mine named Rita up there in New York, and this goes out to Rita. Thanks for all you've done for all of us. All those metaphors you learn in high school, dark and light is wrong and right, it never made sense to me. Here's what I can see. Can't see the stars if there's too much light. Ain't nothing like holding you in the middle of the night after getting burned by the sun and a hard day's work. Baby, I'm fine with the dark. Ain't nothing like a blackout in New York City. All those lights just get tired of looking pretty walking down Broadway. Here's what I can say. Can't see the stars with this too much light. Ain't nothing like holding you in the middle of the night after getting burned by the sun and a hard day's work. Baby, I'm fine with the dark. I tossed my coin into that wishing well and jumped right in after it. As far as I could tell, that great void was full of infinity, black as the fear of endless possibilities, black as the moonless woods of my unsung prayers, black as the velvet Elvis of my repair, and black as the color of my true love's hair. Yeah, well, everybody's talking about that great white light that see in the end if we live right. I don't know about that, but I know what I need. Can't see the stars if there's too much light. Ain't nothing like holding you in the middle of the night after getting burned by the sun and a hard life's work. Baby, I'm fine with the dark. Baby, I'm fine with the dark. Baby, I'm fine with the dark. Cool. Okay, the songs are a lot shorter when there's not a full band playing with you to do instrumental breaks. I realize that. I'm looking at y'all's a much needed distraction on this night before Election Day. I know, man. I'm like, I can't barely think straight, y'all. And I know everybody's feeling the same way. There's, no matter what, just a lot of tension. Which pets are in the room with you? Someone wants to know. I have Tinder and Scruffy in the room with me. And Luna and Miska are in the fence because they would be jumping all over the desk. And I lost my beautiful dog Sawyer a few weeks back. So he was very old and he had a great life. But man, it was a hard loss, I'm telling y'all. So I'm going to do, well, I'm gonna put this away for a second. And Portland, Maine. Good to see you. Come to Macon. Someone says come to Macon, Georgia. Um, y'all are funny. I know it's hard to figure out what to do. Should you watch the news or should you not? I'm a PBS NewsHour person, personally. That's what I do. And then I listen to like NPR podcasts and stuff because I just like that evenness of coverage. Sometimes I have other stuff on in the background. It makes me feel a little too hyper. And I feel like I want to know the objective news, which I think is hard to get generally. But if y'all haven't watched PBS NewsHour, y'all should. It's really good. It's seriously, I should like. I'm like a zealot for them. But I just find it to be so informative. Okay. All right. There we go. So, I'm gonna do, yeah. This is a weird, I'm doing like obscure stuff. Sorry, y'all. I just, trying to like, play, I can't relax myself. So I just kind of was like, all right, I'm just trying to figure out like what to just play that's not like, anyway. Just play whatever's in my heart kind of songs. And this is kind of obscure, but it's called Lung of Love. And I don't know, I just really meant it when I wrote it, so I like to hear it in my head. But now I'm gonna play it. I left a kiss in the dark so you know where I'd been. I left a light in my heart so you could find your way in. Even though you've been there before, it's been so long since you come through the door. And I thought I needed to remind you. I'm here to say it's alright. I know this globe spins you round. And offer compensation for the sun and the moon. Everything I missed in between. Oh honey, even though I wanted to bring all of the magic that I found in this world. Lung of love is failing breath, compass of my heart that won't rest. The murmurs beat, the stalling gate, the compass of my heart that won't wait. I pray that you get this tune and that it don't leave you lonely. This fruitless sorrow we feel, we come by it honestly. So gather me up in your arms and take me anywhere that don't feel like losing. 'Cause for you this world is dapper and new. Lung of love is failing breath, the compass of my heart that won't rest. The murmurs beat, the stalling gate, the compass of my heart that won't wait. This lung of love. Lung of love, lung of love, gonna do this one. I know I close my eyes a lot, but honestly, I practice so much for these things and I just forget chords anyway. I don't know what it is with my brain. It's always been, it's not like some of it's old age, but most of it's just the way it's always been. I have to be honest with myself. Hey, Cheryl in Texas, I see you out there. I see you, John Furr. John Furr from Lake Quiet a while, and Daniel Howe and the Tantrums. Well, not Lake Quiet a while, but Daniel Howe and the Tantrums. Charleston, South Carolina, representing. In Connecticut, any chance there is Faith watching here from Connecticut? So someone's calling out to you, Faith, looking for you. I love it when y'all talk to each other. That's so fun for me. It reminds me of when Emily and I used to play at Good Old Days, and it was in Atlanta and Buckhead, and it was like an open mic night, but we could hear everybody's conversations while we were playing because, they were talking loud and drinking. And so we could kind of track like who's successful at what they're doing on their date and not. It was pretty fun. All right, I'm going to do a song from, hopefully I'll get this one right, from my punk rock days. Won't be a pond, we roughed it up when we were young. I won't say so much for that. What do you do when it is done? 'Cause I know we grow when it's all over. I used to dream with all the force of soy and green, lazy geese and the weather warm, all my life of humidity. But I know we grow when it's all over. All that time I spent walking behind you, I don't mind, 'cause now I know they run us out of town. Oh, come on, they cut us down. Raise the flag of the BOT, oh, my life of futility. But I know we grow when it's all over. All that time you spent walking the line, well, I don't mind, 'cause now I know that we grow when it's over. We grow. Yeah. I'm gonna do my new song, and y'all are so nice. Hey, Dave Reichert from Buffalo, New York. It's good to read your name. Hey, Kim Ware, listening from Shelby, North Carolina, but you're an Atlanta lady. Someone's calling out to see if Melanie Patrick is here. And y'all, if I don't do requests right now, it's just because I'm afraid I'll forget all of them, and so I'm sorry. Like I'll do some requests. I'll learn some songs again. I have to relearn them all the time because Emily and I are working on a bunch of stuff too. So, all right. So I'm gonna do this new single, and I got to get it right. But anyway, it was inspired by I don't know if some of y'all know, Emily and I were really like standing with this group in Alabama, in Florence, Alabama, called Project Say Something. And I mean, part of the reason, like, there's a lot of great activism out there right now, and so many great groups. And this group is one amongst so many great ones. But the thing about them that was just so moving to us was, well, they're so well organized, and the organizers are so great, and the people involved are amazing, and there's just so much creativity and like art and movement within their group, and they've been working for years on dismantling racism, and then this kind of came to our notice when they were working on this project to remove this Confederate monument from their courthouse square in Florence, Lauderdale County courthouse, and they just wanted to relocate it to a cemetery where there's Confederate graves there, and like kind of contextualize it, which I think is the right thing to do, and I was just really moved by them and just everything, trying to clean house in my own self and my own psyche, and just growing up, not knowing a lot, like having a lot of things get tangled up in my head about Confederacy and rebels and the rebel yell. I was very I'm just like a Southern, like a diehard Southerner. So it's been a hard path for me, and I never thought of myself as racist, but I had a lot to learn because there's so much racism just ingrained in all of us and innate, and white people have really we've benefited so much from white supremacy, and so we have to check ourselves, and I've just been trying to learn and be a student of that. But this song, and I've written a lot of, I know I'm repeating I've written a lot of songs about this, so, but this one's a little bit different because I'm thinking about the it's like I'm having a conversation with a friend, and I'm just sort of talking about my path through this and stuff. So you say I miss your ways, but not like that. Dog whistling fool of a king. But don't you know that old Dixieland is more than dirt roads and simple ways? Tear it down, oh, tear it down that ragged cross of race. Now, I don't guess that we deserve all this beauty and the light. The way the firefly returns in June as dusk sings her lullaby. All the lives that fertilized and the manifested hand, the human bondage that provides the bounty of this land. Tear it down, oh, tear it down that ragged cross of race. The stone and the ore beaten into monuments that rose out of hate. I was that lonely kid in old cinemas, watching Gone with the Wind. Tradition runs the core of me, on the song of South, whistling Dixie again. Oh, that soon lived and breathed in me, and it wants to live again. We must fight with all our might to kill that racist hymn. So tear it down, oh, tear it down that ragged cross of race. epitaph I long to read. Here lies slavery. All right, that's the new song. The band did it. Adrian Carter did a violin arrangement that's gorgeous. Julie Wolfe guested on piano and did this. I told her, I said, I love Nina Simone and Billie Holiday, so can you? And she did this whole thing. Jeff Fielder, of course, played the guitar like, you know, actually, Brian Spicer, the producer, and Jeff and me they sort of wrestled with it with me to try to get it into this place that I wanted it to be in. So I appreciate that. And Carrie Brooks played bass on it. And yeah, so it's out on Spotify and everywhere, and you can buy it too for like $1 or something. And I'm making a video for it, and with a really, really cool film person who I just appreciate his work so much. He's one of the documenters for Project Say Something, and so we're going to be putting out a video that's kind of hopefully to illuminate what they're doing in that town and all that. And that'll come out in a couple weeks or a week, something like that. I don't know when, but I don't have that many songs that I learned, but let me see what else I can play. Oh yeah, I can play a couple. Someone, I don't know if I can play Holler right now. Someone asked for it, but I don't know if I can, but let me see. Nah, that's not it. Come and sit down at this table where we share all of our food, where we've argued till we're nothing but a shell of what we knew. Let me count the ways I love you and the ways I hurt you too. Let me hang there in the balance. I would die to be anew, 'cause it's true most of the time. I'm treading water with no sign, keeping my head just high enough to holler if you believe that I believe too. And it's true, I'm scared of dying, but let it shape me through and through. I don't take much stock in heaven if I can't make this right with you. So let me reckon with my blessings, and let me find my way to you, because I ain't afraid of living. I never say I got nothing to lose. 'cause it's true most of the time. I'm trading water with no sign. my head just high enough to holler. If you believe, then I believe too. Thanks, y'all. All right, how's everybody feeling out there? All right, I'm gonna switch back to acoustic here. I'm in my office where I do a lot of emails down here. Hey, Amy Ludlow, I see you. I see you in there. Watching out for spam for me. Oh, yeah, somebody's recognizing Heather McIntyre's song, When You Come For Me. That's a great song. So she goes by H.C. McIntyre now. So y'all, I'm so glad someone mentioned her because she's got, oh my God, she's got one of the best new records out. It's called Eno Axis. And it is just like, it's one of my favorite albums that she's ever made for sure. It might be my favorite album she's made. And it's one of my favorite records that's come out this year. So, if y'all don't have it, it's called Eno Axis, H.C. McIntyre. Eno, like the river Eno in the Carolinas. It's a brilliant record. I mean, it just, the whole thing. I play it over, I have it on my turntable right over here that you can't see, but it's over there. And I play it over and over again all the time because I love it so much. Any questions? There's probably no questions because right now, how can you even think of a question with where we're at right now? I do want to say all respect to all the teachers right now that are out there teaching school. That's so hard right now. And once again, all the healthcare workers as well, and people that work at the grocery stores and do all the stuff that makes life run right now that puts y'all in danger. And I appreciate it. I really do. Okay, somebody was having trouble with the link or something. I hope it's all working out there for y'all with the Facebook thing. I'll check my text to make sure there's not something going wrong. Okay, looks like it's all good. Anyway, oh, speaking of songs that I love, God, Brandy Carlisle's got this new song with Alicia Keys. Yeah, I mean, it's like #1 on the R&B chart, so I'm sure people heard of it, but it is so good. Oh my God, I was flabbergasted. It's so good. And the video is incredible, so y'all watch that. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm gonna just do like a song, like just a country song. I'll do a couple more and let y'all go, and you know, do your thing. So Emily and I are working on starting to record a bunch of stuff remotely with our band in England, and Lyris Hung also, and Jeff Fielder is going to play with us too, and Brady Blade and John Reynolds and Claire Kinney and Carol Isaacs. We're working on putting together a big show, like streaming kind of show with all of us playing all the songs, or a lot of songs. I mean, kind of a cross section of records. So that's what we're doing. It's really fun. We're going to go in the studio soon, me and Emily, and sit in different rooms and film and record at the same time, and then stick it all together. And we're doing that, and we're also going to release a series of just like acoustic versions of all the songs off Look Long. And we've recorded all of them and videotaped them. We just got to mix them and stuff like that. So we're just going to start releasing those soon. And I've got another new song that I'm not going to play because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up. But the band and I are about halfway through recording it, and we're going to put it out next. And it's not political, y'all. It's just a song. Isn't that great? It is about dogs, which I either write about politics or dogs, I think. That's going to come out, and we're going to do a 7-inch with Tear It Down and that new song called Muscadine on it. And put a 7-inch out, and then I'm just trying to write, and we're basically writing. I'm writing and we're recording songs as we go, and eventually it'll be like a whole record's worth, I think, hopefully. And I won't put them all out as singles, so maybe there'll be some surprises on the record when it eventually comes out. I do miss riding around in the van with my band a lot. And I have to go out and start my van every now and then so that it's going to work still when we need to tour. One of these days, when as my daughter says, after the virus, she says, it prefaces almost everything she says now. She says, after COVID, we'll do this. After COVID, we'll do this. But at least she's looking in the future and feeling positive. Okay. Is that velvet humble telling me to measure up? He locks my eyes, and I knows what I'm here for. Now love be swift, love be kind, while you're making up your mind. I know I don't deserve it, but I need something to spell me. It's Friday night and everything's shut down. Everyone around here is broken, tired. Steam is rising from an August storm. It's like I just got born. Now life be honest, life be free. Fire pouring out of me, or swelling up. 'Cause I know that I get greedy. I know this creek is gonna rise, and sometimes it will run dry. Yeah, please don't let me waste it. Ah, but please don't let me drown. Give me the moon to keep my fears at bay. Give me a dog that don't run away. Give me love that don't fade. Let me walk in decency. Death be gentle, death be proud, but most of all, just be allowed. Here, let me pull the knife across for mercy's sake now. And if I just don't have the guts, will you come and prop me up? Yeah, I know what's right, but I just can't seem to do it. Give me the moon to keep my fears at bay. Give me a dog that don't run away. Give me a love that don't fade. Oh, let me walk in decency. Oh, let me walk in decency. That's for all my hunting friends, since hunting season just started. Personally, I'm a vegetarian, but I respect my friends that hunt and eat it. I eat the food. Non-industrial, circle of life type stuff. That dog on the floor, y'all can see him? Let me see. I can't figure out. Anyway, that's Tinder. Yeah, there he is. He's getting old. He's a sweet boy. Tinder and Scruffy's on the couch. Scruffy's trouble. That dog is trouble. He looks very sweet right now, but boy, he can cause some serious situations in my life. I just bought him a Thunder shirt, though. I'm hoping that it works. See you later, Tinder. Tinder's he's leaving. He doesn't like it when I bring attention to him. All right, I'm gonna do one more, and thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'll leave this up for a couple days, and I'll take it down probably. I like things to be in the moment. Let me see if you have any questions. Oh, Beth Wittenberg, thank you for adopting some dogs. Use some canine pheromone. Okay. So I'm getting all this advice. See, y'all are dog people. I see that. I love it. Okay, my kid, because we fostered 2 pregnant mother cats and placed kittens. I mean, we didn't just foster them. We like trapped them and rescued them and then had the kittens and then found homes for them. But hey, Teresa Edwards, how you doing out there, cousin? Anyway, so my kid, Ozzy, had a blast with all the kittens. So she made her Christmas list already, and she asked Santa for a pregnant dog because she wants to experience puppies. I'm trying to explain to her that we're trying to prevent dogs from getting pregnant. But oh my God. But I might have to volunteer to foster a pregnant mother dog so that Santa can come through for that one. Somebody's asked how many pets I have right now. I have 7 cats right now and 5 dogs. There's a pregnant mother dog in my neighborhood, but that has no collar, and we tracked her to a house though, and tried to talk the owner into giving the dog to us. Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, spay and neuter is right, Nikki Allen. You're right about that. I agree. I'm taking Luna and Miska in to get spayed in 2 weeks because they're a year old now. And Audrey Young, thanks for fostering 9 puppies on accident 2 summers ago. Best summer ever. I know, puppies are really fun. Jenny Hawkins. Jenny says she can set us up with a mama and some puppies. Okay, you got it, Jenny. We're gonna do it. All right, y'all. If the dogs were musicians, what would their instruments be? That's a funny question. I think Scruffy would play the accordion, and Tinder would play the ukulele. Okay. Here we go. Oh wait, I have to stop. Someone just asked about fostering pregnant teens. I would do that too, just so you know. I have this massive respect for foster parents. Yeah, a whole other topic. Okay. I'll get your text about 3 a.m. when I cross back over the border again. Stop by Canada, hello USA. Don't let this all make a lot of sense. Sometimes it's you don't like me, but it sure feels good. Anyway, know that you don't like me, but it sure feels good anyway. It sure feels good. Oh, travel from the road in the bottom of my pool, kiss your lips, still burning through. Can't rest till I get back home to you. Travel from the road in the bottom of my pool, kiss your lips, still burning through. Can't rest till I get back home to you. All right, y'all. I appreciate it so much. Okay, everybody, take care, and just hang on to yourselves and your hearts, and have some peace in the next few days. I hope that's what I'm wishing for you and yours, and prayers up and all that good stuff. Okay, thank y'all. Thanks a lot. Signing out. Signing out.